to today's class. It's always good to have a couple of blocks, but you can survive without them. And I am going to work with a strap a little bit today. So if you have a strap, great. If not, like a tie or piece of rope, something that you can hold, would be very fine. And I have the super long Manduka straps, so I usually just fold mine in half for the purposes of today. And then you'll sit, have your strap handy in Vadrasana, so with your bum on your heels, and you can just rest the strap on your lap for a moment. And give yourself a couple of breaths to settle onto the mat. And then you'll take your strap and you'll sort of have to figure out what the right width is for you, but I'm a bit wider than shoulder width apart. And then you'll just take some pass-throughs with the arms. So the arms stay straight and you're really just working the shoulder open and moving it in its socket. And if the grip is too wide, you won't feel too much of a stretch, so you might need to narrow it in a bit. And conversely, if it's too narrow, it will be really difficult to do the pass-throughs. So you'll just do a few on your own. And resist the urge to jut the head forward as you pull the arms back. So try to keep the neck and head pretty neutral, and same goes for the rib cage. As much as possible, try to keep the rib cage neutral and really just work the arms and shoulders. There's a tendency to really want to, extend the back and open the rib cage as best you can. Avoid that. More, and maybe you narrow the grip a little bit more. Okay, and then bring the strap overhead and really isometrically pull the strap apart. So obviously the right hand is pulling the strap to the right, vice versa in the left. Straighten the arms as much as you can. And then just side bend a little bit to the right, but try to keep the arms straight. So again, that right arm is pulling down. It's as if you were going to rip the strap in two. And just feel a little bit of length in the side body. I should have mentioned, if you can't find a strap, a rope, a bathrobe tie, you could also mimic this by holding like a broom handle if you're really needing to get creative. And then side bend over to the left. So same thing, arms stay pretty straight. Keep pulling the left hand down. Feel the length along the right side body. Okay, and then come back up to neutral, and you're going to keep your strap in your right hand and just let go of it with the left for a moment. You'll come as if you're going to come to cow pose, but I want you to hold with quite some distance. So I'm going to turn my back to you for a moment so you can see. You're really, even if you could make the bind, don't come close to making the bind, but have some distance of the strap. And then you're going to pull the right arm up as if you were going to straighten it. That will sort of hike the left hand up the back. And then you'll do the reverse. So the right elbow will bend and you'll pull the strap down the back with the left hand as if you were going to straighten the arm. And I'll turn again so you can sort of see if you're confused. So again, the right arm tries to straighten, that moves the left hand up the back. And then you do the reverse. So you're just sort of flossing the strap in between the shoulder blades And as you do that, alternatively opening the right tricep, and then the reverse as you open across the left pec and shoulder. So a few more of those. Okay, and then keep the right elbow bent, release your left hand. You can just hold on to the strap for a moment, take your left hand to the right elbow, and then move your right elbow back in space a lot. As you do that, the front ribs are going to want to jut forward, bring them back in space. And just breathe for a couple of moments as you open that right tricep, right armpit. Okay, and then just switch sides. So left hand is going to hold the strap at the top, right hand will reach around. You'll have quite some space between the hands. And then again, start that same flossing exercise. One side might feel a little bit different than the other. It might be obvious as you do this if one shoulder is obviously less healthy than the other. Okay, and then keep hold of the strap with the left hand, right hand to left elbow, move the elbow and the arm way back in space, draw the front ribs back in if they jutted forward. A couple of breaths. Any tension out of the face. Okay, and then you'll release. Take the strap and, okay, don't get it caught around your foot like I did. Just fold it neatly off to the side. We'll need it a little bit later in class. And then you're going to come forward onto your hands and knees, and as much as you can, turn your fingers around. So if you could have the fingers pointing all the way back, you would. If that's too much, you could have them out to the side or sort of 45 degrees back. And then you'll just take a few rounds of cat-cow on your own here to move the spine a little bit, but more importantly, to stretch the wrists and the forearms. Move with your breath. Okay, do one more full cycle. So inhaling to arch the spine, cow pose. Exhaling to round cat. And then return the spine to neutral. Take your hands, prop up on your finger top so you then strengthen the wrists a little bit to counteract that crazy extension we just had. And then tuck your toes, sit back on your heels, and if you need to, you can use your hands to tuck the pinky toe underneath you properly. And then have your hands in a prayer, but with the fingertips pointing towards the front of the sticky mat and your hands more towards your core and navel center. You could close your eyes if you like. We'll take one Om to formally begin practice. Taking in breath. Okay, and then lean forward, just release the toes toes for a moment. Sit back in Vadrasana. And then you'll move yourself forward into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, extend the legs. And just move around as you like. And music is not cooperating. Why? Okay, and then steady your downward facing dog. Very simple. On your inhale, drop your knees to the floor, arch the spine, look forward. As you exhale, untuck the toes around to cat. Stay empty and round. Move your butt back towards your heels. Extended child's on empty. Inhale, move the shoulders over the wrist, tuck the toes. You're in plank pose. Exhale, drop your knees, keep your toes tucked, drop the pelvis. And then inhale, knees down, upward facing dog. Pull the chest through the arms. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Very simple, moving with the breath. Inhale, knees to the mat, arch the spine, look forward. Exhale, untuck the toes, round to cat. Stay empty, hips back to heels, extended child's pose. Inhale, spring forward, plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, drop the pelvis towards the floor. Inhale, pull the chest through, shoulders back, knees down, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, same thing. Inhale, drop the knees, arch the spine. Exhale, round to cat, untuck the toes. Stay empty, hips back to heels, extended child's. Inhale, spring forward, plank pose. Exhale, knees down, lower the hips. Inhale, knees down, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, drop the knees, arch the spine. Exhale, round to cat, under the tucking of the toes. Stay empty, hips to heels. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, knees down, lower the pelvis. Inhale, knees down, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Press into your thumb and index finger on each hand. And imagine that I'm standing behind you and pulling your hips back in space to make the side waist longer. Inhale, lift your right leg up, 3-point pose. Exhale, step the right foot to the right thumb tip. On your fingertips, tap your back knee, open the chest. And then exhale, just straighten both legs, fold. Rebend your right knee, keep your back knee lifted. And bring the arms out and up. Exhale, settling into high lunge. And then take hold of your left wrist with your right hand. As you inhale, get longer. Exhale, side bend to the right. Then use your breath. Each inhalation, you get a little bit longer through the left fingertips, left arm. Exhale, you deepen the side bend. One more. Inhale, return to neutral. Both arms reach up. Exhale, fingers to the floor. Inhale, standing split. Lift the left leg high. And as you exhale, fold a little bit deeper over the right leg. Keep powering the left leg up towards the ceiling. Folding a little bit deeper on the exhales. One more. And then exhale, slowly bring your left foot down. Fold. Uttanasana, you can flip the wrists if you like. On empty, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone one vertebra at a time, round up to stand. And then inhale, bring your arms overhead, Vadrasana. Exhale, hands down to center line. Inhale, hook your right thumb in front of the left, spread the fingers, bring the arms up, backward bend in the upper chest. And then with bent knees, fold forward, exhale, sweep the hands behind the back, right thumb is over the left. You're gonna do that twice more. So inhale, right thumb hooks over the left, stand all the way up, lean back. Exhale, fold forward, interlace the hands, right thumb is over left. One more, inhale, right hook. Right thumb hooks in front of the left, backward bend. Exhale, fold, interlace the hands. Keep the hands interlaced. Inhale, bend the knees, pull the chest forward. Exhale, draw your left knee towards your chest. And then inhale, extend the left leg back so you're passing through a warrior three. And then step into high lunge, bring the arms up. Bring the hands down, frame the front foot, and step back. Downward facing dog, exhale. Same vinyasa, inhale, drop the knees to the floor, arch the spine. Exhale, round to cat, untuck the toes. On empty, stay around, hips to heels, extended child's. Inhale, spring forward, plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, knees down, upward facing dog. Try to pull the chest back more. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-point pose. Exhale, step the left foot to the left thumb. On finger tops, tap the back knee, open the chest. Exhale, straighten both legs. Keep the back knee lifted, re-bend your front knee as you inhale. And come up, high lunge, arms overhead, exhale. Inhale, take hold of the right wrist with your left hand, get long. Exhale, side bend over to the left. And then use your inhalation to get longer. Reach through the right fingers more. Exhale, deepen the side stretch. One more, inhaling. And exhale. Inhale, come up to neutral, reach the arms up. Exhale, frame the front foot with the hands. Inhale, standing split. Reach the right leg towards the ceiling. And then exhale, fold a little bit more deeply over the left leg. Two more breaths. Keep powering the right leg towards the ceiling as you inhale. Folding as you exhale. Inhaling. And then as you exhale, bring the right foot down, hip width apart. Fold, Uttanasana. You can flip the wrists if you enjoy that. On empty, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone one vertebra at a time, round up to stand. Inhale, bring the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands down to center line. Inhale, left thumb in front of right, bring the arms up, backward bend. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms behind the back, left thumb is over the right on this side. Two more times, inhale, hook the thumbs. Exhale, fold and interlace. Inhale, hook. Exhale, fold and interlace. Keep the interlacing of the hands. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Draw your right knee in towards the chest. And then pass through a warrior three. Step back, high lunge, bring the arms overhead. Bring the hands down, frame the front foot, step back, Adho Mukha, Shavasana. Inhale, knees to the floor, arch the spine, cow pose, should be very familiar now. Exhale, round cat. Stay empty, hips to heels, Adho Mukha, Vadrasana, extended child's pose. Inhale, spring forward plank. Exhale, knees down, drop the hips. Knees down, upward facing dog. Pull the shoulders back, chest through. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, lift your right leg. Bend the knee, open the hip, and come onto your right fingertop. So you're tenting all 5 fingers of the right hand. And then without collapsing the left shoulder, lift the right knee, right thigh, and look underneath your right armpit. Re-square your hips, straighten the right leg, come onto your left fingertops as well, so you're tented on all fingers now, and step the right foot between the hips. Inhale, tap the back knee, open the chest. Exhale, lengthen and fold. And then inhale, rebend the right knee, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, settle into high lunge. One time now, bracelet the left wrist with the right hand. Inhale. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, come back to neutral, reach both arms up. Exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, standing split, and then bend your left knee and reach back with your right hand for the top of the left foot, and then work the left knee and thigh up towards the ceiling without bowing the left knee out to the left too much. So you're just getting a little stretch across the left quad as you stretch into that right hamstring. And maybe you can fold a little bit deeper. Okay, inhale, undo the left foot, take the right hand to the floor, and then exhale, step the left foot down again. Flip the wrist if you enjoy that. On empty, bend both knees, tuck the tailbone, round up to stand. Inhale, bring the arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands down the center line. Okay, inhale, hook right thumb over left. Find the backward bend, maybe a little bit more, leaning back in the chest. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the hands behind the back, right thumb is over the left. And then inhale, bend your knees, come into Utkatasana with the hands interlaced, so the chest is high. And then take your left ankle and cross it over the right knee and sit back in a figure 4. So the hips are moving back, the chest is still moving forward and up, arms are moving back. Okay, and then pull the left knee in towards the chest, pass through a warrior 3, hands are still interlaced. Inhale, step back, high lunge. Exhale, hands down, step into downward facing dog. It's all one long exhalation. A little different now. Inhale, drop the knees, arch the spine. Exhale, untuck the toes, around cat. Stay empty, Adho Mukha, Vadrasana, extended child's. Inhale, come forward to plank. And then exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Okay, untuck the toes, take your hands off your sticky mat. You're on fingertops once again. We'll do the first undulating cobra normal. So inhale, slowly start to lift up, chin to chest. Head is the last thing to come up. Stay here on the exhalation. And then inhale, taking a deep breath. As you exhale, blow out all the air out of the mouth and release back to the belly. And then close your lips, stay empty, roll back up to the undulating cobra. You can try Uddiyana Bandha here by widening the rib cage, mock inhalation, and then inhale when you need to. One more, blow out all the air out of the mouth as you roll down. On empty. Come back up. Again, mock inhalation. You're with Uddiyana Bandha if you can. Inhale when you need to. And then exhale, just normal back to the floor. Take your hands by your ribs. Inhale, any sized cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, inhale, lift your left leg. Bend the knee, open the hip, come onto your left fingertips. Don't collapse in the right shoulder. And then look underneath your left armpit. Okay, re-square your left hip, straighten the left leg, come onto your right fingertips as well, and then step your left foot to your left thumb. Inhale, tap the back knee, you're on all 10 finger tops. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Inhale, rebend the left knee, come up, high lunge. Exhale. Inhale, bracelet the right wrist with the left hand, get long. And then exhale, side bend to the right, left. Don't side bend to the right. You fall over. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fingers to the floor. Standing split as you inhale. And then bend the right knee, reach back with the left hand for the right foot. And then lift the right knee. As you open across the right quadricep. And fold a little bit more deeply over the left leg. Okay, inhale under the hold of the foot. Exhale, step the right foot down, flip the wrist if you like. On empty, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone one vertebra at a time, round up to stand. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, hands down the center line. Left thumb over right, open the chest, lean back, really go for the backward bend. Exhale, bend the knees, fold, left thumb over the right as you interlace the hands. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, so pull the chest up. Transfer the weight to the left foot, cross the right ankle over the left knee, and sit into a figure four. And pull your right knee to the chest. Pass through a warrior three. Inhale, step into high lunge. Exhale, hands down, one long exhale back to downward facing dog. Last time this way, inhale, tap the knees, arch the spine. Exhale, untuck the toes, round to cat. On empty, hips to heels, extended child's pose. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Untuck the toes, tent the fingers wide off the mat. Normal inhalation to roll up to cobra. Exhale here. Inhale, take a deep breath. Exhale, empty out all the air out of the mouth as you roll down. And then on empty, roll back up. See if you can find Uddiyana Bandha, widen the rib cage. Inhale when you need to. And then we'll just do one this time. Roll back down. Take your hands by the ribs. Any size cobra as you inhale. And then back to downward facing dog. As you exhale. And then any way you like, transition to the top of your mat. Have the big toes touching with the heels slightly apart. Fold in Uttanasana. And then inhale, bring yourself up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana or Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, hands down to center. One Surya Namaskar A together. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, prepare. If you're jumping, plant the hands, land in Chaturanga. If you're stepping, right foot back, left foot back, lower down. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Could be pretty big now. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Bottom of your 5th breath, look forward, prepare, hopper, step right foot, left foot in between the hands, and then fold. If you like flipping the wrist, you can do that. I like to come up on empty, bring the arms overhead, and then inhale at the top. Exhale, hands down to center line. Okay, you have 3 more Surya Namaskar A on your own. Or anything you like. You could also rest. Pop into a handstand if you're feeling very warm and fiery. As you move, try not to rush it. So it should be as steady and as even as a metronome. In your downward facing dogs, again, imagine I'm behind you, pulling your thighs and hips back so that the torso gets longer. There's an opposition of energy. You should have about 1 more round left. Okay, and then we'll meet in Tadasana, the top of the mat. And then on your inhale, slip right into Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. And then any way you like to get back to downward facing dog. So it could be through another vinyasa. Okay, and then inhale, lift your right leg up, 3-point pose. Step the right foot to the right thumb. And then release your back knee, release the toes, and you'll come and take your strap once again. Same sort of positioning of the arms, wider than shoulder width. Send your hips forward. And then you'll do a couple of pass-throughs with the shoulders here in Asana. So let's say about 5 or 6. Okay, and then I want you to bring the arms up overhead. Send the hips forward, drag your right heel back and your left knee towards one another. And then pull the strap apart and back bend. Really go for it. And if you need to narrow the strap a little bit, you could. You have to sort of find the right place where you can really isometrically pull the strap apart in opposition and send your chest up and your shoulders back. The arms might be shaking from pulling so hard, that's okay. Whew. And then release the strap to the side for a moment, and then you could pass through a vinyasa or just step to downward facing dog. And then we'll switch sides. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Left foot to left thumb. Release the back knee, release the back toes. Stand up. And then same thing, about 5 or 6 pass-throughs of the arms with the strap. If you did about 100 burpees this week like I did, maybe the shoulders are quite tight. So I'm making you suffer with me. Okay, and then bring the strap overhead. Again, isometrically hug the left heel and the right knee towards one another as you sink the hips forward, and then pull that strap apart. Lift the chest and lean back even more. Okay, and then release the strap off to the side. Again, you could pass through a vinyasa, or you could just come to downward facing dog. And rest. Maybe shake the head out a little bit from side to side. Okay. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, right foot to right thumb. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, pause. You have to inhale to transition to Vadrasana 2. The exhalation to pause and find the pose. Inhale, straighten your arms and your legs. Bend the right elbow. As you exhale, pull the right elbow back in space. You have the inhalation to bend your right knee for the transition, and then exhale, pull back, reverse warrior with the right elbow, stretching open. Inhale, Parsvakonasana, hand could be on the floor, elbow on the knee. Exhale, turn and open the chest. Inhale, all 10 fingers step into plank pose. Exhale, as low as you can in chaturanga if you can. Inhale, back to plank. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog, flatten your palms. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, low lunge. You have the inhale to transition for high lunge. The exhale to hold. Inhale, transition to warrior two. So you're moving a little bit more slowly than normal. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the arms and the legs. Exhale, left elbow bends. You move it back in space with the right hand. You have the inhale to bend the left knee as a transition. Exhale, stretch back, reverse warrior with the tricep stretch. The inhale to transition to Parsvakonasana, side angle. Exhale to be there. Inhale, come onto all 10 fingers, step into plank. You can always drop your knees if you need to. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, back to plank, flatten the palms, downward facing dog. Okay, I'll do the right with you and then you'll do the left alone. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, transition to high lunge. Exhale, pause. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the arms and legs. Exhale, right elbow bends, left hand pulls it back. Inhale, bend your right knee. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, transition to Parsvakonasana. Exhale, turn. Inhale, all 10 fingers, plank pose. Exhale, you're strengthening your wrists as you bend the elbows. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, flatten the palms. Okay, left side on your own. Just breathe in your downward facing dog. Just step one foot and then the other to the center of your mat. Walk your hands back, and if you have a block handy, you'll use it. If not, you could manage without. And take the block at its lowest height to the right side of the mat. And then you're going to just step your right foot onto the block. We do this normally with 2 blocks, but I'm really liking it with 1 block. I learned this from Skylar Grant. And then send the weight into your right heel so the block lifts, and then you're going to slide the right hand and wrist way under the block. And then let the foot and block press into the hand so you're in Tadasana with the block and only on one side. And if you can, really get the forearm next to the edge of the block so that you not only have the massage of the block in the palm of the hand, you can sort of rock a little from side to side, but if you're clever, you're also using the side of the block to massage the right forearm. Okay, it's a lot of instruction and talking, but see how you do. And then to release, you again send some weight into the heel, lift the block, let it come out. And then you'll just switch sides. So left hand is going under the block. And try to get the forearm massaging into the edge of the block. And I should have mentioned, I really prefer cork blocks to the foam ones. But if you have foam ones, see how it goes. Let me know. and release. Just move the block off to the side. Then walk yourself to the top of the mat, have the feet together again, fold for a moment, and then bend the knees and come up through Utkatasana. Now is always the fun part of class where I have to remember what comes next. Okay, you're gonna hook your right thumb over your left and find the backward bend for a moment. Be strong in both feet and legs. And then keep the position of the hands. You can back out of the backward bend for a moment. Take your left ankle, cross it over the right knee, and then you'll sit into figure four, but with the thumbs pulling apart. So you try to find a lift of the chest, still an opening of the heart, but as you sit back deeper in the legs and open into that left hip. And then inhale, draw the left knee to the chest, stand up tall, and then just sort of seesaw forward into a standing split. Okay, and then in your standing split, you could just hold here. I'm going to retake the hold of the right hand to left foot so that I again can stretch my quad and knee a little bit. Also feeling super tight. And I'm using my right forearm and elbow against my outer right hip to keep my right hip coming in towards the midline. So you have a little self-adjustment there if you want. Okay, release your right hand, extend your left leg back through a supported warrior three, and then inhale, high lunge. On the exhalation now, transition to Vadrasana 2. And then you're going to straighten the arms and the legs again. And this time take Gomukhasana. Your right elbow is bent and reaching behind you, and the left hand is up the back. And again, you can always use your strap here if you need to. Rebend your right knee and find warrior two with Gomukhasana arms. That right hip wrapping under you, left thigh pressing back. Okay, straighten your right leg, keep the hold of the hands, and then exhale. Tip as much as you can into Trikonasana triangle without the arms. Keep moving the head into that right forearm. So don't let it tilt forward. And get longer through both sides of your body. Okay, and then release the arms for a moment. Fan into Trikonasana pretty high just to release. Okay, and then frame the front foot. And if you like, pass through a vinyasa. You could also skip it. Ending in downward facing dog. Just one breath here. And then at the bottom of the breath, hop or step forward. Lengthen the spine. Fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Then stand up all the way, Tadasana. So very simple standing sequence. Hook your left thumb over your right, find the backward bend. Feel the strength of both legs and feet in the floor. Back out of it a little bit, cross your right ankle over the left knee, and then sit back in your figure four. And again, keep pulling the thumbs apart and moving the arms back in space to lift your chest, and descending the hips, sitting back even more. Okay, draw your right knee towards the chest, and then seesaw your way into standing split. And again, if you took the quad stretch on the other side, do that here. And again, I'm using my left forearm against my outer left hip to keep it from bowing out to the left. Okay, and then undo the whole little foot. Transition through a supported Vadrasana 3. And then inhale, high lunge. Exhale, Vadrasana 2. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Left elbow will bend now. Right arm behind the back for Gomukhasana arms. Really have to wedge myself into it on this side. And then bend into Vadrasana 2. Keep that left hip wrapping underneath you. Right thigh pressing back. And then straighten both your legs. Tip into Trikonasana with Gomukhasana arms. Keep the head pressing into the left forearm. Stay long in the side waist. And don't get sleepy in those legs. Pull the quadriceps and kneecaps up. Okay, undo just for a moment. Fan the arms open. I'm still pretty high in my Trikonasana. And then frame the front foot. Last vinyasa if you want it. Sure that you had plenty already. Find Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then with a very short revisit at the beginning, drop your knees, arch the spine. Undo the tucking of the toes, round to cat. And then pull back to Adho Mukha Virasana and settle in. Give yourself a couple of breaths to release and rest. And then you'll come up to sit on your heels in Vadrasana for a moment. Just take your hands in fists and you'll take the knuckles together so there's no space between the hands. And the backs of the hands will come to the floor right in front of the knees. And then you try to straighten your elbows as much as you can. And then I like to rock a little from side to side here. Just another release for the wrists. You're going to come and lay down on your back. And have your strap. So again, I just have mine folded in half. And I'm going to show you before I lie down so it's not confusing. The strap is going to come right in front of your ankles like so. So I'm going to lay down for bridge position. Make sure that the feet are parallel. Heels near the hips. Hold on to your strap. So again, it's right in front of the ankles. And then on the inhalation, you're going to come up for bridge. Walk the shoulder blades underneath you. Lift the chest. And then pull back with the strap. So it's very taut in front of the ankles. And pull the chest towards the back of the mat as you reach the knees and thighs forward. So there's an opposition of energy once again. Breathe. not doing a wheel, you'll repeat bridge with the strap. So just stay there with the strap. If you're gonna do wheel, you're gonna move the strap off to the side. And then I'm just gonna windshield wiper my legs for a moment in between to release any tension in the back. Okay, so you're either coming back into that same variation that we did before, or you're gonna set up your wheel, and if you're pretty comfortable in wheel, I'll give you some instruction. If you're sort of just figuring things out, ignore me. So, transition into your wheel pose. Take a moment here, extend. And then you're going to bend your elbows and tap the top of your head to the floor. And then re-straighten your arms. So 4 more. Just wheel push-ups. Keep the shoulder blades on the back. And then when you're ready, you'll come down. You can let the knees drop open to either side for Supta Baddha. Roll your wrists a little bit. And just give yourself a couple of breaths here to settle. Okay, and then I'll give you time for a third back bend. If you can do the wheel push-ups again, you will. You could also take the blocks underneath you for a supported back bend, or the blocks underneath your shoulders. If you're coming up to wheel once again, go right ahead. And again, it's 5 wheel push-ups. And then when you're ready, you'll come down and rest. And then just draw your knees widen towards the chest and find a happy baby pose. You can hold on to the feet or have the big toes. And then maybe you rock a little bit from side to side. Try to neutralize the back. Okay, and then you'll rock yourself up to sit. And you'll come into Sukhasana, so right shin is going to cross in front of the left, feet are flexed. So if you look between your legs, there's a triangle shape. Sit tall for a moment. And then fold forward, and it should feel, after all that backward bending, pretty good to go the other way. And if you like, you could even take one of your blocks and place it underneath your forehead so you don't even have to hold up the head. And then you'll slowly bring yourself back up to sit. And we really didn't do any twisting today. So you'll just take a very gentle twist with the back of the left hand against the outer right knee, right fingers behind you, and turn. Just switch legs, so left shin will come in front of the right, flex the feet, make sure you have that triangle, very equilateral in between the legs, and then you'll fold forward. And again, I'm really enjoying this block underneath my forehead. Just making the pose a little bit more restorative. Up to sit. And same thing, gentle twist back of the right hand against the outer left knee, left fingers behind you. Turn and open. Time you could invert. I'm not going to teach an inversion today, it's just not calling to me. So I'm going to suggest coming into Shavasana, and I'm going to belt my legs for today. So you have a strap that you've been using, you'll make a loop, and then the loop will come around the upper thigh, so have it sort of in the middle of the legs, just going to wind us down in the music. Okay, so I have them in a, they're not, all the way together, but they're also not able to spread wide, and I have the buckle right in the middle, so it's not touching any part of me. And then we're just going to come down, and a little bit of a sensation of the legs drawing towards the midline. Slide each shoulder blade underneath you a little bit more. And then maybe for today, actually, it's calling to me. I'm going to open the arms so that I'm in a T, so the palms are facing up, but really shoulder height after all of those shoulder rotations and opening. That feels really good to me. Soften your jaw. Relax the muscles of the face. breaths before you fully deepen into Shavasana and relaxation. I want you to envision that there's this protective sheath, this outer layer, or kosha as we would say in yoga, that is protecting the entire body. So with so much chest and heart opening, backward bending, it of course can send you into a very vulnerable state. But recognize the natural protection that you have. The strength that allows you to be vulnerable and with the heart open, with empathy, with compassion. But also very secure and supported in doing so. To rest as long as you like. Really hope you enjoyed class. Thank you if you made it this far.